Emmanuel Hostin, the husband of the View host Sunny Hostin, has been accused of widespread insurance fraud, and Sunny basically admitted to it on camera. Let's talk about it.
Like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance, and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
The true sign of the apocalypse is someone that dumb has a law degree. So that makes Sunny Hostin, who thinks climate change caused the solar eclipse, the dumbest of them all.
Sunny Hostin just got slammed with a legal firestorm. And guess who's having a field day? That's right, Gutfeld and Kat Timpf are tearing into her like a Thanksgiving bird with a subpoena. Her husband's $450 million fraud lawsuit is the scandal that just won't quit, and the jokes? They're juicier than those rumored offshore bank accounts. Stick around, because what Gutfeld and Timpf just said will have you second-guessing everything, even your attorney. Nope, not kidding.
Nah, you look tantalizing. You know, I make fun of The View a lot, but that's only because they keep talking. Because COVID also taught Sunny Hostin how to get her groceries delivered.
3 years, that's when I discovered Instacart, and I give them a big tip because they don't always pay their people well, and it's so that's been an issue, I think, for the company. But man, you can get toiletries, you can get fire logs.
Fire logs? She had to tell the audience that she tips big because even she knows she sounds insufferable.
Sunny Hostin probably woke up that morning thinking it was just another chance to play judge, jury, and moral high horse on The View. You know, the regular routine, a sprinkle of holier-than-thou attitude, a pinch of elitist eye rolls, and a full-course serving of unasked-for lectures aimed at America. But surprise twist, the universe had a different agenda. Because while Sunny was busy preaching to the public about ethics, justice, and how the rest of us are just a few IQ points short of her brilliance, bam, the headlines hit like karma's gavel. Her husband is now tangled in a fraud case so massive, it makes Bernie Madoff look like he was running a sidewalk lemonade scam.
Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin, an orthopedic surgeon and husband of The View co-host Sunny Hostin, is accused in December lawsuit fraudulently billing insurance. By the way, this is a Daily Caller story I'm reading. The lawsuit alleges Hostin knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services in exchange for kickbacks and or compensation, and names him among nearly 200 defendants in one of New York's largest RICO cases. Wow.
And Greg and Kat? Oh, they ate it up. Gutfeld practically wiped his hands clean after dropping his punchlines, treating the scandal like it was premium-aged hypocrisy sliced right at the table. This wasn't your average news bit, it was a 5-star roast, plated on fine china with a smug sauce reduction on the side. As for Kat? She glanced at the headline and laughed like someone who's been stockpiling receipts for just this moment.
I just want to hit myself in the face so I can feel something. You know, it's like so boring. He's like, yeah, I like Instacart, but don't worry, I tip the poors. But, you know, Joy, you actually don't like Instacart and you do like the store. And then Joy is like, yeah, I do. I like to go to the store. I like to walk around and see what's at the store, what I do want, what I don't want. Maybe I want tuna fish, and I just want to hit myself.
This wasn't shocking news to her, it was fate, strutting in designer heels. Kat could barely hide her glee as she watched Sunny's halo slowly sizzle under the spotlight of justice, revealing a sparkling tiara of contradiction underneath. Let's be real, if hypocrisy were a high-end label, The View would have franchised it by now, and Sunny? She'd be their top-selling rep. You can't dish out daily rants about ethics and corruption, then quietly sneak off stage when your own household starts looking like a deleted scene from The Wolf of Wall Street. That's not how moral credibility works, Sunny.
It's about The View. It's become like a medical hospital that displays human misfailure. Like, it's like here, let's look at this political oddity. You know, it's like, it really is like the left-wing equivalent of a carnival sideshow, except instead of bearded ladies and fat clowns and two-headed cows. Well, let me rephrase that. But The View is a victim of the sunk cost fallacy. You know, how can you now speak the truth when for years you've been telling lie after lie after lie? Now you're carrying this big bag of rocks around you because it's too harmful for their ego to admit that we really were dishonest. And they could be honest. All they would have to say is, look, we hate Trump so much. We were willing to lie about Joe Biden because we felt he was preferable. We thought our lying and our cover-up was on your behalf. Just say that. You're still scum, but at least you're an honest scum.
That's how plot holes in bad movies play out. Except this time, the script was penned by Karma and fine-tuned by Gutfeld's writing team. Greg even quipped that Sunny should start a new segment called Allegedly Yours, where she dishes out hot takes from her moral pedestal while ducking subpoenas. Kat jumped in with her signature deadpan, finally, a storyline on The View that's accidentally watchable. If laughter really is the best remedy, Kat and Greg just handed out a year's supply to anyone worn down by The View's usual doom and gloom monologues. But they weren't just laughing at the scandal, they were skillfully taking apart the entire structure of self-importance The View has built over the years, like an overpriced IKEA bookshelf teetering on virtue signals. And when that thing finally caved under its own contradictions, Greg and Kat didn't blink. They poured themselves a drink and raised a glass to poetic justice, served extra spicy. Greg Gutfeld didn't just stop at sarcasm, he practically rolled out a sarcasm slip and slide and invited America to coast straight through the wreckage of Sunny's moral high ground. He wielded irony like a precision strike, reminding everyone that Sunny has spent years perfecting the art of preaching with such sanctimony, it made Sunday sermons sound like TikTok clips.
The witch's coven finally shows me some lovin'. Yesterday on The View, yours truly was the subject of conversation. Apparently the broads have no idea who I am, or so they say. Hit it, Gladys.
They said that Gutfeld talks about you all the time.
Who is he? Really, who is he?
I don't watch the show.
He has a show.
I don't watch the
never
show.
heard of him.
Yeah.
I guess he's just obsessed with me.
No. Next, Joy's gonna say she's never heard of carbs. Seriously, her denial of knowing me is as believable as her red hair. But obsession? I mean, come on, Joy. Where would you even get that idea? Like Joy Behar's face, it's looking worse and worse by the day. More full of crap than Joy Behar after a night of scotch and Taco Bell. Her being named Joy is like me being named ugly. Joy wasn't there on the show. Apparently Mondays are her days off when she feeds in the pasture. It now smells like a humid day inside Joy Behar's moo-moo.
Now, Sunny's entire moral persona was sinking faster than a View co-host trying to explain economics without flashcards. Greg strutted through the wreckage like a cat that knocked over a priceless vase and then pointed at the dog. And Kat? She looked like she was living her best life, watching the empire of self-righteousness crumble in real time. She didn't even blink, just leaned back with that signature half-smirk that says, "Oh, this is going to be fun." Her disdain for The View is so thick, it could qualify for its own tax bracket. And Sunny, oh Sunny, had officially joined the long list of public figures who thought a superiority complex came with diplomatic immunity. Kat broke it down like a science project gone wrong. Observe, her tone seemed to say, as one woman's decades-long ethics cosplay collapses when actual accountability creeps in like a repo man with a clipboard. She even poked fun at The View's on-air tone, that strange combo of mimosa-fueled gossip and courtroom drama, by joking that the next segment should be called Financial Crimes and Finger-Wagging. A beginner's guide to having it both ways.
All right, Kat, did you ever see such a group? It's amazing how Joy and Whoopi became the smart ones.
For me, the most shocking thing about the conversation was how truly boring it was. They're like, well, the cicadas, they're cicadas. Okay, but it was like every 100 years. No, it's every 17 years. Do you know how many Emmys this show has? 31.
31 Emmys?
This show has 31. I mean, I'd hate to see the conversations that don't make headlines.
Greg, never one to let a punchline pass him by, floated the idea that Sunny's next segment should come with a spinning game show wheel. Today's hot topic, fraud, privilege, or selective outrage. Spin to see what we're pretending doesn't exist today. Backstage probably looked like a live-action soap opera colliding with a crisis PR workshop run by unpaid interns. Picture it, cue cards going up in smoke, teleprompters short-circuiting from the sheer cognitive dissonance, and producers whisper screaming into headsets, "For the love of ratings, someone bring up Meghan Markle." Anything to distract from the $450 million elephant doing pirouettes through their glass mansion of televised morality. And let's talk about those co-hosts for a second, the same crew who can sniff out a Republican jaywalking ticket from across the globe. But when one of their own is neck deep in a multi-million-dollar financial scandal, suddenly, it's all respect her privacy, and today we're choosing love and light. Which, let's be real, is just TV speak for we've lawyered up and we're not touching this even with a Joy Behar rant. Greg, of course, could barely hide his excitement. The scandal was like handing a flamethrower to a guy already juggling fireworks. And Kat? She looked like she was watching the season finale of her favorite reality show, only this time, the fake houseplants were filing defamation lawsuits.